This tutorial will help you to complete the questions on homework number 5. The first topic is exponential equations from 2 points. So if you're given 2 points, you can find the average rate of change and the initial value yourself, or you can use your calculator. So we're going to use our calculator to do this for us today. And since we are creating an equation or a function, whether it's linear or exponential, we call that regression. So in order to do that, we have to use our statistics or stat button. So we're going to edit our list here under number 1 using these 2 points, 0, 8, and 2, 392. So once I press enter for edit, if I have any previous values from another problem in there, I simply delete, 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 and I clear out all my old values. So I have 2 points. I have a 0 and a 2. Those are my x values, so I'm going to enter 0 and 2. Those are all my x values. And I'm going to enter all my y values in the right order. 0 goes with 8, and 2 goes with 392. So now our data is complete, and now we have to calculate the exponential regression. So in order to do that, we press Stat, but this time we don't need to edit it, we need to calculate. So I press the right arrow, and exponential regression is actually off this list. Its choice number is 0. So you're going to arrow all the way down to 0 and press enter. All of our information is in the correct list, so I press enter 5 times, and there's my values. 8 is the A value, the initial value is 8, and B, the rate of change, is 7. So I'm going to type that in here, y equals 7 parentheses, A is 8, B is 7, and then don't forget shift 6 for your exponent. And that is how you calculate exponential regression. Now for the second topic, find the growth or decay percentage. So for this problem, you just have to understand which value is the growth or decay value. And that would be this one, the rate of change. If the number is higher than 1, it's an increase or growth. If the number is less than 1, it's a decrease or decay. So this one is growth because it's 1.02. Now the 1 represents the whole number that I started with, 470. So I have 100% of that. And this number after the decimal represents my growth. So the number is 0.02, but as a decimal, that's 2%. Let's try another one. This time, my rate of change is less than 1. So that is decay. So what I would need to do now is I would need to subtract this number from 100, because it says I only have 77% this time. So that means I had a decay of 23%. Because 0.77 is 0.23 lower than 1. So a 23% decrease. Yep, 23% decrease. All right, let's try the third one. The third one is working with the quadratic formula again. And so you need to get this into standard form. So we would have here 2, I don't need to zoom in. We would have the equation 2a squared plus 14a plus 19, because this 2 is going to subtract, right? That means my a value is 2, my b value is 14, and my c value is 19. So 2, 14, 19. Pick up my calculator and get started. So negative b plus or minus, so I'm going to choose a plus sign, square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So there's my formula. Press enter, and I get negative 1.8. What does it say? Ooh, write it in simplest radical form. Oh man, I did all that work for nothing. But that's okay, because when you write in simplest radical form, all you need here is a discriminant. So I have 14 squared minus 4 times 2 times 19. All right, so that gives me 44. So I'm going to get negative b plus or minus the square root of 44 all over 2a. All over 2a. All right, let's see if I can't reduce this 44. I know it's 4 times 11, and 4 is a perfect square. So I'm going to get negative 14 plus or minus, square root of 4 is 2, so that comes out, and this 4 stays behind. And these can reduce, so I'm going to get a 7, and up here I'm going to get a 1. But this one's still a fraction. This is a, 4 can't go in, what am I talking about? 4 can't go into 4, so it's a 7 and a 2, and this one is a 1 and a 2. So it's 7, negative 7, plus or minus square root of 11 over 2. Negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 11 over 2. So, negative 7 plus or minus square root of 11 all over 2. Let's see how we did. Yes! Alright, so remember, when you're solving, if it says in simplest form, that means it wants you to reduce the discriminant. So negative b, so for us, right, a is 3, b is negative 14, and c is 9. So we're going to have negative b plus or minus square root of negative 14 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. So I know that this is going to be a 14 plus or minus all over 6. And all I have to do is use my calculator to simplify that discriminant. So it's negative 14 squared minus 4 times 3 times 9. Oops. So I'm going to get 88. And then I'm going to try and simplify that 88. I know 4 goes into it, but can anything go into 22? I think 88 divided by 4. Yeah, and 22 is just 2 and 11. So, nope, that's good. So it's 4 and 22. Square root of 4 works. So we're going to get 14 plus or minus 2 square roots of 22 all over 6. This can be reduced by 2, so 7, 3, and 1. So 7 plus or minus the square root of 22 all over 3. So let's see, 7 plus or minus square root of 22 all over 3. I think I did that right. Yes. All right. Last two, determine if a set of points is a function. You know, I'm looking for repeating x's. So which one is not a function? So look at all these x values, right? Look at all these x values. If you've got a repeating x, then you are not a function. So let's see. This one here. See this? The repeating x value? So that is not a function. Again, look at all your x values. 3, negative 4, 6, 9. 9, 3, 4, 4. Oh, this one has a repeater. 4, 4. That is not a function. All right, the last topic, evaluate piecewise functions graphically. So let's take a look here at the question. The question is, find the value of y if x is 0. So here's x at 0, right? Here's x is 0 right here. The question is, do I go up or down to find the graph? And the answer is I go up. And how far up do I go? So since you have to go up to 3, the answer is 3. Let's try another one. Find the y value when the x value of the function is 2. So if you look carefully here, the x value of 2 is here and here. But one of them is solid and one of them is shaded. So there's really only one solution, and that is the solid solution right here. That is the solution, and it is a y value of 1, so the answer is 1. Let's do one more. Find the value of the function when the x input is 5. So here's 5 right here. And again, just like last time, there's more than one value, but only the solid point counts. So this point right here has a value of -5, right? Has a value of -5. So the answer for f of 5 is -5. And that's how you complete the questions on homework number 5.